So I've been wanting to make this video for quite a while, since there has been like this crazy obsession with RFK Jr.'s like workout routine and physique for a guy pushing 70 and stuff. And obviously he might get confirmed to oversee the Department of Health and Human Services. And a lot of people are cheering this because they're like, look at RFK's physique. He looks better than other health officials, therefore we can trust him on health. And yeah, to a lot of people that does sound insane. A guy who is an absolute like nut job, believes in some of the most crazy conspiracy theories when it comes to COVID, vaccines and everything. A guy who really doesn't have any right to oversee a department like this. It's only because he is weirdly obsessed with this stuff and he cares about it in a really fringe, radical way, which could be terrible for the world. Like him taking back vaccines for stuff that has nearly been eradicated, like polio, is just so insanely dangerous. And also a lot of the stuff he's proposing could lead to a new global pandemic, like started by like one guy overseeing something like this. Regardless, anyway, I want to talk about the aesthetics of health today and someone like RFK Jr., who is in physically good shape. But does that really mean anything, really, when it comes to knowledge about health? Because yeah, bodybuilders look great, don't they? Bodybuilders work out all the time. Bodybuilders sometimes even eat pretty healthy as well. Bodybuilders also die a lot in their 30s, even in their 20s. And are we going to say the average person should take health advice from a bodybuilder? But they look way better. So why wouldn't we? They look better than the average person. They might even be more educated on general nutrition and stuff. So why shouldn't we listen to them? And what it really boils down to is, in this just dystopian hell world, we're just bombarded, especially as men, with the ideal physique that really can't be achieved without endangering your actual health or taking some sort of steroid or supplements. Even RFK Jr. is taking testosterone, and this is something he probably shouldn't be taking, but he is. So he's not achieving this naturally, but he is raging against things that he deems like unnatural in food and medicine. So I just want to talk about this from my perspective a little bit, just something I've been going through recently. So it was quite funny. I posted pictures from my last game of the football year, the end of 2024. And loads of the comments were like, oh my God, like, I thought you were like fat or something. Like, I don't know if it's because I got a large head or, you know, a beard or something. Anyway, quite mean comments about that. Like saying some shit about my body, but it's fine. But anyway, I was thinking about this because people were saying all this stuff to me and I'm in like physically good shape. I always have been. But something I did recently is I injured my back pretty bad playing football. I've never really injured my back, but it's quite scary because you don't want to be like having crippling back pain for the rest of your life. So I've been watching so many YouTube videos from physios who are just talking about how to rehab your back, physios talking about conditioning and, you know, all this stuff to strengthen different parts of just your core to help alleviate the stress in your back. And guess what? Not all of them were the peak of physical health in terms of they weren't all shredded. They weren't all like extremely muscly. Not even all of them were in like good shape at all. But that doesn't matter. Like, I'm asking them how to be physically healthy and help me both recover and strengthen something in my body. How they look is actually irrelevant. If they specialize in physiotherapy and they have credibility, I'm going to believe them. Can you imagine going to like a physio in person and maybe they're a little bit, I don't know, chubby or something? You're like, nah, not for me. I'm not going to listen to you because I have muscles and I'm slim and you're not. So obviously you don't actually know what you're talking about. And it's the same with going to a doctor. If you are going to a doctor with health problems and they tell you to cut down on alcohol or cut down on fast food or chocolate and something, and they might be larger than you or whatever, you wouldn't say to them, oh yeah, but I look better than you. So what are you talking about? Again, the complete rejection of specialized like health information based on the way someone looks is crazy, but it is a thing. And it's a thing you consistently see with so many of these fringe people. Like, how can you be an expert in health if you don't have a six-pack and you're not absolutely jacked? Because we all know if you are jacked and have a six-pack, you must know health well, because we associate wrongly health with physical appearance, which doesn't even boil down to fitness a lot of the time. It's just people juicing and doing weights all the time. It doesn't mean their heart is healthy, doesn't mean their lungs are healthy, doesn't mean their blood is healthy, doesn't mean any of these things. And you can have people with a way higher body fat percentage who might even be like verging on obese, who are healthier than people with very, very big muscles. Because that is just not the way health works. Health is all about basically your insides. And yeah, being bigger can be bad for your health. It can be bad for your heart. It can be bad for your lungs. It can be bad for your back. It can be bad for your knees. No one is really denying that. At the same time, just because you do physically look good in the image that we love at the moment, which is just like ripped and big at the same time, doesn't really mean anything. And here's what I'm talking about if you guys didn't know. So if you go on Twitter, type in RFK, and you might see this anyway, but if you type in RFK like health or whatever, so here's one. Here's the old Belgium Minister of Health, a woman called Maggie de Block, who is like visibly overweight. And here is RFK Jr. and Dr. Eli David, probably a wonderful doctor, saying Belgium pro-science, US anti-science. So basically what this guy is saying is if you are in physically good shape, that must mean you know everything about health. You know everything about the science behind it, nutrition, medicine, vaccines. Oh wait, RFK doesn't know anything about those things. He's just an absolute conspiracy theorist. And if you see more, there's another person who is called Dr. Rachel Levine. And for some reason, a lot of people think RFK is taking her job. She's not actually the head of the department. She is an assistant secretary for health in the department. But again, they're showing pictures like, even Nancy Mace is writing this, Ollie London. Who would you trust more with healthcare? RFK Jr. or Rachel Levine? And just, you see so many posts like this, right? Who would you trust with healthcare? Person who is like an older woman who might be a bit more overweight, or would you trust RFK Jr.? And again, why does it matter? And here is something that's funny. Like, this is like such an American tweet. Anything Maggie the Block tells us to not do, we should do in full force. She isn't healthy at all. That doesn't matter. The criteria for top jobs in government and science, or just health in general, isn't, are you the most muscly and healthy person who ever lived in the world? Okay, then we'll give you a job in this. By this logic, I am more qualified for a job as health secretary, health minister than, I don't know, both these people, Dr. Rachel Levine and Maggie the Block. I'm more qualified. Stick me in, because by the only virtue of I'm slimmer, and I might be healthier, but I don't know. That's the qualification I've got. So stick me in there. I'll help Belgium and the US become healthier by me being a bit slimmer. Again, it's so ridiculous, but this is what works in the propaganda. And if you even challenge it for like 2 seconds, you can see how ridiculous it is. Because to have the knowledge of how to be healthy doesn't require you to practice it. And obviously there's so many different reasons. So there's obviously age. People struggle with obesity for a variety of reasons. Could be something like addiction, could be something like health problems. People might not be able to be that mobile based on certain health problems. So why would any of that fucking matter? If they know the theory of how to be a healthy human inside, why the fuck does it matter what they look like? It doesn't, of course, it doesn't. But again, let's talk about this a bit more. So RFK Jr., of course, is someone who talks about like natural stuff, no seed oils, all that garbage, was cucked into eating McDonald's with Elon Musk and Donald Trump. But an article saying RFK Jr.'s testosterone regimen is almost reasonable. And it just says here, RFK Jr.'s personal healthcare routine is perplexing in its inconsistencies. He decries seed oils. Despite near scientific consensus, they're harmless. He drinks raw milk, which has been proved to get people sick. And he takes testosterone as part of his anti-aging routine while insisting he's not on anabolic steroids. So in terms of the downsides of taking testosterone when you are nearly 70, so Stephen Nissen, a cardiologist who has been involved in testosterone research, has published a paper showing that testosterone supplementation was associated with an increase in bone fractures. The hormone, he told me, should not be used as a fountain of youth. The FDA too says that testosterone shouldn't be prescribed to aging men experiencing natural decline because the benefits and safety of this have not been established. Every doctor I spoke with was emphatic that only men with low testosterone levels should be on the drug, and the long-term side effects of what's called hypersupplementation are largely unknown, and some evidence suggests that benefits are limited when a man is already in the normal testosterone range. Landon Trost, who helped write the testosterone treatment guidelines for the American Urological Association, told me, Many doctors are also understandably cautious about prescribing the drug to people who don't have an actual medical condition because it's been abused for decades by athletes and healthy men looking to improve their physique. Advertising from telehealth companies, along with data showing that a sizable portion of men who get testosterone don't even get their levels checked beforehand, lends credence to their fears. So RFK is essentially like ignoring this advice, and I'm honestly pretty sure he's probably on other stuff as well, not just testosterone supplements or whatever. But yeah, again, just because he looks good doesn't mean we should follow him. Doesn't mean every 70-year-old should start taking loads of testosterone and doing his workout routine, because they shouldn't. And on top of the other stuff he does, like drinking raw milk, again, his physique does not mean he is healthy, and does not mean everything he does should be done by the general population, because a lot of these things could lead to things like pandemics, especially like an uptick in raw milk consumption for one thing. But speaking on the bodybuilding angle, testosterone is obviously used by a lot of bodybuilders with a whole host of just like illegal and often unregulated supplements. I actually have a friend who's a bodybuilder, and I've asked him, I want to do a video about this general topic about men taking all these things without even the goal of competing in bodybuilding, which is even more insane. Like, I don't really like it anyway in terms of the bodybuilding competition, the type of steroid use that was pioneered by like Arnold Schwarzenegger and stuff. But at the same time, if you aren't competing, doing all this stuff to your health is insane. But no wonder gym bros absolutely love RFK. And just again, physique and looking good aesthetically doesn't mean you're healthy. So here's one. Bodybuilder 28 dies from cardiac arrest at a gym. 28-year-old was reportedly working out with his friends when he suddenly went into cardiac arrest and was rushed to a nearby fire station to receive aid, but the attempts to resuscitate him were futile. He no longer competed as a bodybuilder, but finished in 9th place in the 2018 South American Championships in the men's physique class. Despite retiring from the competition, he liked maintaining his physique while coaching athletes, creating social media content, and running a supplement chain and nutrition line. So here is a guy, here's a picture of him. You could buy supplements from him. You could buy nutrition stuff from him. You could be trained from him. He looks great in physical shape from taking all these supplements and working out a ton and eating a certain way. Should you do this? Is this healthy? Should you do this, or should you listen to people like Dr. Rachel Levine when it comes to health? But she doesn't look like this. Why would I not listen to this guy? Yeah, because people like this die young from doing all this stuff, and it just fucks up their heart, right? So he's dead. He's dead because he did this. He's dead because he took supplements. He's dead because he competed in this very, very dangerous sport because of what you do to your body. Should anyone listen to what this guy does? I don't think so. And here's another one. World's most monstrous bodybuilder, Ilya Golem Yefimchek, dead at 36. A Belarusian man known as the world's most monstrous bodybuilder and ate 7 meals a day has died at 36. The athlete allegedly suffered a heart attack at home and fell into a coma. He was dubbed the mutant by the bodybuilding world for his staggering 6 foot, 340 pound frame. The disciplined athlete claimed he maintained his 25-inch biceps for a mass monster diet of up to 16,000 calories per day. His 7 daily meals supposedly included over 5 pounds of steak and more than 100 pieces of sushi. He did not compete in bodybuilding, but he shared his workouts online, and he was inspired to start lifting by Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone. He claimed he could perform a 600-pound bench press and a 700-pound deadlift and 700-pound squats. This news comes not long after the death of British bodybuilder Neil Curry, 34, and Brazilian competitor Antonio Souza, 26. Curry was found dead in his apartment in 2023, and his parents blamed his passing on prolonged steroid use, and Souza died from cardiac arrest. So many things go into these people dying. Of course, steroid use, like the family blamed, and that probably is a factor. Messing with testosterone too much and estrogen, not having this overseen by medical professionals, taking loads of other supplements, taking really strong pre-workouts, eating loads and loads of red meat. Like this guy was eating so much red meat every single day. All just put a strain on your heart, especially with insane workouts, like doing like basically superhuman feats. All of that together is not going to prolong your life, right? And would you follow the advice of any of these bodybuilders? If they came up to you in the gym and said, follow my workout program, including all the supplements I take, all the steroids I take, all my diets and stuff, all the pre-workout, follow that to be healthy. Now, that is an extreme, right? I'm well aware a lot of people, even people who might like RFK or whatever, they will see bodybuilders and be like, that is stupid. That is stupid. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't start injecting myself with all this stuff. I wouldn't start eating all this stuff like to excessive quantities. And I would just be like natural, whatever. I'd be very natural. I wouldn't touch any of this stuff. And I get that. At the same time, I'm talking more of the extremes of this way of thinking, that the body aesthetics equal someone being healthy. Because that really isn't the case. And we should listen to experts based on their like expertise, what PhDs they have, what's their experience. That's when you should listen to someone. Doesn't matter what they look like. Seriously, doesn't matter if they are seriously obese, doesn't matter if they smoke 20 a day, doesn't matter if they eat McDonald's every day. If they have all the knowledge to back it up and they give you advice which is also consistent more with medical health experts rather than fringe nutcases like RFK, then you know you can trust what they say. And it really doesn't matter. Like I said, when I was going to watch physios for my back, I listened to what these people said because I researched them and they had like credibility. And then I also watched multiple videos to see if these people were speaking stuff that there was a consensus around, right? Making sure these people were legit and it didn't matter what they looked like, because that doesn't matter in terms of physical health. And something I also realized on my back, thankfully it's getting a bit better, I thought to myself, because I was putting on a little bit of weight, not noticeable, but the weight usually goes to my stomach. And I was thinking, I'd rather be bigger and healthier than skinnier and more ripped with loads of issues, because it's not fucking worth it. You realize as you get older, I'm 29 now, that things like permanent pain in knees and backs and everything, like I don't want to look how I thought I wanted to look when I was like 20. I don't want to be really jacked. I don't want to put my body through that. I've actually scaled down the amount of weights I lift now. Like I used to do a lot of like 20 kg dumbbell exercises. I've reduced that down to like 14, and I'm happy going even lower because now I just want to maintain fitness, condition my body to serve me for the rest of my life rather than pursue vanity, right? And everything I've been doing the last year and a half, I've been doing to play football, right? I've been conditioning my body to play football, and that means having like a more like slim build and having more strength in my core that can carry my body throughout the games, and having like stronger quads, stronger leg muscles and everything. And if I had a bit more belly fat because of that, and my body could work better, then that's fine, because the body is there to work in a certain way and to be healthy. Like my diet is better than ever. I don't look better than ever, but I'm more healthy than ever. And that's the thing. I am more healthy now than I have been in my entire life. Do I look the best I've ever looked? No. I looked better when I was 25. Did I eat better then? No. Did I eat more sugar then? Did I eat more chocolate? Did I eat just worse food? Yeah. So it absolutely means fucking nothing the way you look in terms of your education on things like health. And just because RFK looks good for his age, it doesn't fucking matter. He doesn't know what he's talking about in regards to health at all. So that is it for the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching.